So you mean to tell me we got prophets now bragging about how much money they have in church service and then telling people that they going to go ahead and pay so many months of their bills, blessing them personally out of their own pocket, basically, and then getting and building an audience behind this lie, getting to the end and reneging and saying, well, what I meant to say was this, and all the people were in there and witnessed this foolishness, and nobody's going to protect the victim. Nobody going to call this out and say that this actually happened and this is not what prophet's supposed to do. And this prophet can go around to other churches preaching and stuff like that, and nobody going to call them out. That's what we're doing now, body of Christ. That's what we're doing. That is terrible. But you don't want to miss this video.
Now click that like button and that bell notification so you'll be notified every time we put out a new video while you prepare yourself for this video clip. And I'll come back with some commentary. Let's go.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play a few video clips because this happened. This kind of thing happened. And what I did was, because I wanted to be fair in this, I don't want to be emotional in this aspect of this. And this is from a recording artist, Annalicia Jacobs. Now, we did a deep dive. My team and I did a deep dive into her social media and everything, things that we could find out about her, just what's out there. And even spoke to a few friends that like her so much that they were willing to come on camera and say what they needed to say about her character. Now, when we looked at it, and we all saw that she loved church. Looks like she loves God people, and I didn't see anything look like she was involved in any level of drama that goes on. So that speaks to her pattern of behavior. She seemed like she likes to get her makeup together, like to dress and do different things like that. Don't bother nobody from what I see. And we're looking at a pattern of behavior. And this was the prophet that this was supposedly did this, because it's on the video, different things like that. Marcus Thomas. Now y'all know Marcus Thomas. Now I'm a person that's not, these prophets and stuff like that, these gimmicks. I never go for gimmicks. But when we're looking at pattern of behavior, Marcus Thomas likes to let everybody know how much money he got. He liked to give away money at church service. But I think what he did in this moment was he bit off more than he can chew. Now, instead of just repenting and saying I got it wrong, that would go against this narrative that he seems to like to push about him having all this money. That would go against that narrative. So he just said, well, what should have happened, and you'll hear the whole story. So I'm going to show you a video clip, because this video, the video in its entirety, miraculously, or I won't say miraculously, but it's no longer on the church's website. Not saying the church removed it, not saying the video person at the church removed it or anything like that, whatever. But there is a clip of him actually speaking to her, and it looks like it may have come from a phone. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. And I want you to listen to what was said here. Let's go.
I want to personally bless your ministry. No. I don't think.
Let me back that up. And I'm not going to interrupt too much, y'all, but I want y'all to hear this. Let me personally bless your ministry. I'm going to play it again.
I want to personally bless your ministry. No. I don't think she really understands how I operate. Point at her and tell her. Let me explain something to you. A prophet, lifted hand. When you're a prophet, a real one, I don't come to take. Anywhere I go, I set myself up to give. Someone just wrote me a check last week for $172,000. One person.
I'm so sick of this kind of stuff. I'm so tired of it. But let's keep going.
I feel led in the spirit. Lift that finger. I want you to add up all your bills for the next 6 months. Every single bill for the next 6 months. I want to personally.
Every single bill for the next 6 months. And I want to go back to what he said at the very beginning of this. I'm not like the rest of the prophets, but he goes even further when he says, I want to personally bless you. Then if you don't understand it, I'm not like the rest of them prophets. I come to give. And then we're going to talk about 6 months of your bill. I want you to add up every last one of your bills, and I'm going to personally bless you. Y'all, that's what I got out of that. Listen.
I want to personally bless your ministry.
For those in the back, let's do it again.
I want to personally bless your ministry.
Okay, for those in the balcony, I want to do it again.
I want to personally bless your ministry. No. I don't think she really understands how I operate.
Okay, don't none of us understand how you operate because you said personally bless your ministry. So, y'all, he's making sure that we understand. I'm just saying, I'm making the point that this should not have been reneged on. If you are who you say you are and you're going to call somebody out and ask them to share all their bills in church service, y'all, this is wild, but this actually happened. You asked them, and you wanted people to know that you're different, you're blessed. Let's go. All these people giving you money.
Point at her and tell her. See, let me explain something to you. A prophet, lifted hand. When you're a prophet, a real one.
A real one. Oh, you a real prophet. Okay, you a real prophet.
I don't come to take. Anywhere I go, I set myself up to give.
Which is specifying. When you say personally, you talking about out your own pocket, player. That's what you saying. I'm sorry, I meant to say prophet, but he sounded like a player to me.
Someone just wrote me a check last week for $172,000. One person.
Really? Okay.
I feel led in the spirit.
I feel led in the spirit. Please, people, listen to how he's saying this. I feel led in the spirit. You putting God's endorsement on this, talking about the spirit, or what spirit you talking about?
Lift that finger. I want you to add up all your bills for
All
the
your
next
bills.
6 months.
All your bills for the next 6 months. I want to go back. I'm gonna back that up. I'm gonna back that up so y'all can hear that. I'm gonna make sure we hear that right.
I want you to add up all your bills for the next 6 months.
All of them.
Every single bill.
Don't miss one.
For the next 6 months.
Y'all, this is what I'm talking about. This is bad on so many levels because this kind of thing goes on and people are taken advantage of right in the house of God and nobody does anything about it. And you know, the people of God will sit there and allow it and not move on this. This should not have happened. You saw him renege later on. And so Annalisa went live. She went live on her Facebook, and I'm going to share her live, and she explained it. Now, I do want to tell you, pattern of behavior, she's not somebody involved in drama. You can go all the way back. We did when I say a deep dive, we almost went through her first, we went through YouTube and everything looking for a pattern of behavior. If I'd have saw anything, or any of us have saw anything where it looked like she was in drama or anything like that, then, we'd have passed this by. Several of the artists who I actually interviewed to get, to talk about her character, talked about how they only know good things. She's willing. She does stuff for free many times. They work with her. She's an awesome person. See, this is the thing that I love. When you good and people know you good, they don't mind standing up for you. But I'm just concerned with the people in the church that saw this with their own eyes. And then they not saying more about it because we should be outraged because of this. So let me go ahead and play this video from Annalisa Jacobs, this wonderful person. And she can show enough sing. I'm gonna tell you that too. We even bought some. She can really sing. Let's go. What happened, Annalisa?
Say something to me. Say hello. Let me know you're here. Hey. Hi. I know I rarely go live. How y'all doing? Did I get my money? Ooh, child.
It's a shame.
Don't get on here. I'm not going to show out. I'm going to behave. Y'all know I know how to act. So, as the viewers are coming in, hi, everybody. Hey. So I got on here to give you guys a little update. I've been really quiet since yesterday trying to figure out what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it, if I wanted to say anything. And I just decided that I am. I'm gonna try to say this in a calm manner. I got so mad when I read your status. Yeah, please keep praying because it's a lot. It's a lot. Just to kind of give you guys the backstory of what happened, I was asked to come sing at a service. And when I was asked to come sing at a service, and this has been a minute, you guys, this was not like yesterday or anything like that. This was, I want to say, the year before last. Okay, that I was asked to come and sing at a service. And the prophet was the guest preacher for the service. I had never met him, never seen him in my life, anything like that. I sang, I did what I came to do. I was paid. There were no issues there. I was paid by the church and the leader there. And the prophet, when he started prophesying, he prophesied to me. And he goes on to tell me that God told him. Now, let me kind of give the what happened before that, just because I feel like all the details kind of will help. Like before he even prophesied to me, he had said that somebody had blessed him or some type of settlement, something he received a very, very large sum of money
Yeah, we know.
in his account or in the mail or something. It was a very large sum of money. So, and he already makes good money anyways, and he's a very wealthy man.
Because they like to brag. Because they like to brag. I've already showed you all that information, so let's go.
So, anyways, long story short, he prophesies to me. He tells me that God told him to pay my bills for 6 months. So, mind you, I'm in the state of shock. Like, I wasn't even able to shout or anything yet because I'm just like, excuse me, what for how long? I love you too. He tells me to calculate my bills for 6 months. And I was just like, now. I'm like, that's like a lot of money. In my head, I'm like, like I'm not about to tell him to do all this. Like anybody that knows me knows I'm not an evil person. I'm not ill-willed. I don't try to bite off of people. Like I'm very, very, very humble. Like, and I'm not one of those people who say that and they're not. If you know me, then you know my spirit of who I am. And so anyways, I'm just like, what? So anyways, he tells me, like literally in the church, there's several people that are on here right now that were in the comments yesterday. Hi, Deshaun, love you. Love you too, Jennifer. And he tells me to pull out my calculator while I'm in the church. Now, mind you, I'm in service. My kids are with me, sitting down right next to me and everything. They're looking like me, Mom, oh my God, Mom. Like, I'm raising my babies. Hi, Latimer. And we're being told that we're going to get our bills paid for 6 months.
Y'all, see, this is even the kids are excited. So this was not only a letdown, but think about that how them kids are gonna be able. This is bad. This shouldn't have happened.
Like, and I know I serve the Lord, and I know that serving the Lord pays off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Lord, this is my due season right here.
And I want y'all to see how she's still in good spirits, even though this happened. She still is in good spirits. I mean,
And I love you too. Thanks for the love, guys. And so, anyways, he tells me get my calculator out. I get my calculator, my phone, and I'm calculating bills. He said, "Don't you leave nothing out. Don't leave anything out."
we heard him.
So I'm doing phone bill, utilities, rent, everything. Anybody knows how much bills are? I'm looking at about $5,000 a month in bills. Okay, I love you, Tiff. I love you, Joanne. Love you guys. I'm looking at about $5,000 a month. Now, if you take 5,000 and you multiply that by 6, that's $30,000.
It is.
Okay, roughly. Now, whatever my number was, I don't remember right now. It was a little less than that, but let's just say $30,000. Let's just round it. I mean, the saints are on here. My God. And so, $30,000. I tell him the amount in front of the church. Now, mind you, it's already kind of uncomfortable that I have to state my bills, in front of the whole church.
It's
But
intrusive.
hey, God, if this is the way that you want to bless me, then I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna say whatever it is. So I said whatever the amount was. He said, okay. Now I want you to praise him, because I'm paying your bills for 6 months. My son gets up. Anybody that knows my son is a praiser. My son grabs me, goes to dancing. I'm dancing, crying, all of that. Like, I got people texting me, like, that are watching the live, like, crying, like, because they know me. They know what kind of mother I am, all of that. So they're, like, excited for me. After church, and the reason why I'm giving you the details, because I'm going to give you the details of what happened in depth, and then I'll give you the update. So, and this to this day is why I'm so careful when it comes to prophets and prophets that try to speak to me. Because they either try to give surface level prophecies, talk about my singing career, just generalize stuff, and it's never really any depth to what they say. So that's why I just seek God for myself, and I just don't wait on man to tell me nothing.
She know the game. That's good.
Stuff like
Thank
this.
God.
And if I did not know God the way that I know him for myself, this situation would have made me turn away from the church completely. Because you don't play games with people like this. You just don't do this.
I'm so glad that she already know God for herself, saints. That is what I'm so thanking God for. This could have went a whole lot of other ways. If she was a person that didn't have a level of integrity, this could have went a whole lot of other ways. I'm just saying that.
So anyways, after church comes, they call me to the office. And I'm still being so nice because I'm still not stating names, even though y'all know who it is. Like, I'm still trying to be somewhat nice, if that makes sense. But anyways, had me come to the back, to the church, to the office, and he asks me again what the amount was just to confirm it. He said, "Hey, I'm texting his assistant or financial advisor, whatever, because of course he didn't live in the state that we were in, so that they can wire the money or whatever they have to do. This is a large sum of money. So of course it's not going to be a ding Cash App or whatever, or Zelle. I'm thinking, okay, that's understandable. This is probably something you're going to have to wire me $30,000, of course. So I was like, okay, cool. They had decided to extend the revival. Actually, it wasn't even a revival. It was like a one night thing or whatever, but they made it into a revival. They decided to extend. He's like, I need you here. I want you here. Because of course he wants me to sing and all of those things. This was a school night. I took my kids out of school the next day, didn't go to school.
I want y'all to look because I'm starting to see what the agenda may have been. I think she even knows as well. But listen closely.
They didn't offer me a hotel. They didn't offer me anything, any accommodations, any more payment or anything like that. That's fine. Because in my mind, I'm getting $30,000. Y'all okay? I'll stay at my homegirl house down the road. I'm good. I don't need nothing else. Just give me my $30,000. So I went, had to buy clothes for me and my kids to wear the next night to church. Because again, we only came with enough for that night. So I went, bought stuff for us to wear the next night, stuff for us to sleep in, whatever. We came back to church the next night. Now, mind you, church has doubled in the amount the next night because now we know this man giving out 30,000. These people coming to church. You know how that goes.
See?
When these prophets get up and say they're going to give money and stuff like that, it doubles the numbers. So people came, other people came, whatever. I don't know what happened, but he retracts his statement. He goes, I want to say this real quick.
Oh, here we go. Retracts his statement. Y'all listen to this.
I'm not going to give the 6 months worth of money. God is going to provide. He's going to sustain you for the next 6 months. So God only going to keep me for 6 months?
So after y'all got her to stay for free, because it's an understanding that churches are only as strong as their gifted individuals. So in order to build this revival, you need this psalmist who's anointed and gifted to stay over. So it looks like you lied to her. It looks like that you lied to her to get it. I'm gonna go. Keep going.
God gonna keep me forever. That's number one. So how to even try to flip that and say God is going to sustain me for 6 months when you said you were gonna, if that was, what did you need the calculation? What did you need the
Come
amount
on.
for? What was the point? And my thing is, in that moment, once I gave out what that amount was, you could have just been like, now, sweetheart, that might be a little bit beyond my means, but I'm gonna put 10,000 on. I'm gonna put 5,000. I'm gonna put whatever on it, just to to sow into what God's getting ready to do. There's so many different ways he could have flipped it. I've been in church my whole life. He could have got real churchy and flipped it another way, but for you to completely retract it, I've extended my stay. My kids were there and heard this verbatim. And for you to just retract this, I'm embarrassed. Okay. So let's fast forward. After that, a friend of mine, she had made a post. I told y'all this all in the comments, but she had made a post about it. I didn't say anything. I kept quiet. Everybody was like, say something, expose him, say something. I was like, no, I'm not going to say nothing.
See, that's what I don't like. People know that this person needs to be exposed, but they want her to say something. But you was there and you witnessed this foolishness. Why don't you say something? I don't know, friends, whatever.
You know, I tend to, I'm trying to read your comments at the same time. I tend to take down a lot when it comes to things that we go through because I'm an artist and because I'm in the public eye. I always have to take the high road and I'm not allowed to say anything. I just
Classy.
have to let things happen to me and not say anything. But you know, I didn't feel convicted at all in anything that I said yesterday because of the fact that if we do not hold people accountable for what they're saying and what they're doing at these churches, then people will continue to be scammed and people will continue to allow this man to come in and you're a fraud. Like it's just not fair to the people. Like that we keep inviting somebody in who's going around blatantly lying.
Fraud. She called him a fraud. We need to call him a fraud. And ministries that are getting him look like frauds. I mean, come on. Come on. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Like so anyways, he ended up calling me and asking me to have her take down the post. I said I didn't make the post. I'm not going to have anybody take down the post. People are going to post what they want to post. He was like, well, you need to have her take down the post because you're ruining your blessing. You don't know what I'm going to do for you. So I have to bank on the fact that I don't know what you're going to do for me. So now I got to take down the post because you're more worried about your image than you are worried about being accountable to God and to the title that you accepted, that you would be this person in God's name and then just do what you want to do. Like, huh? Okay, cool. So let's just fast forward. After that situation, I was like
Lord.
really, really turned off. Like when I say like, it took me a minute to snap back from that because you literally played in my face. God has provided for me. God has taken care of me. We don't lack anything. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my family are good. This is not a money hungry, money seeking attention type of thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be completely honest in this. When I got a message on Sunday and I was sitting with my son, and I got the video that somebody sent that he told the girl that he was going to, who is another artist. And this is nothing against her. Let me state that real quick. This has nothing to do with anybody else but him. I'm not that type of person. This is not to take away from what God did for her because I thank God for what he did for her. If she received her money, I thank God for that. This has nothing to do with her. So let me just nip that. I received the video and watched it. And my son said, Mom, that's the same guy who never gave you your money. And when he said that, I was like, dang, even my son still remembers it. It triggered me. It did, because I was like, so you still getting called for these other churches. I guess because you was at a mom and pop's church when you prophesied to me, and now you're at a bigger church. Now you going to fulfill the word that you said you was going to do.
Now, just from our deep dive, I believe the other artist that she's speaking about is Tiffany Boone. Now, I have a great respect for Tiffany Boone. She sung with the late great Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling on one of my favorite songs. But she's the praise and worship leader there at Dr. Jamal Bryant's church. Now, I'm not getting into Dr. Jamal Bryant. I'm just trying to let you know what she's talking about, most likely. From us putting, A and, point to point, and it just makes sense because he also called her mother's name out at this service and called her I think her father's name and different things, which is all information you can get from Facebook. I know that. I know those different things. And I think he gave the drummer who was shouting. That's one of the videos that's been going around, is the drummer who was giving God a praise. He gave him $500. And so this goes on. That's that pattern of behavior that I'm talking about. And look at her, even in this video, she still has enough integrity and class to point that out. I'm not coming against this artist. She didn't even call the artist's name, but me, I'm bringing out who it most likely was. Maybe, yeah, could be wrong, but this is where he was last, and this is the artist that he blessed. And a lot of time they're gonna call out and speak blessings over the people in leadership. so that it builds their credibility, And y'all, why do we get so excited about people, prophets calling out your mama name, your daddy name, your address? That's information that people can take a deep dive on you. Just not even a deep dive. Just go to your Facebook. They can see that. Why are we so amazed when that happens? Anyway, let's go.
Okay, cool. Meanwhile, you never made right with me. Didn't send me $1. Didn't even send me something to make right with what he said he was going to do. So let's fast forward. Y'all went crazy in the comments. Of course, Larry Reed reposted my post, all those things. I get a message this morning from a PR. She sends me a message. I wish that I could share my screen while I'm talking to y'all so y'all can see it verbatim. Because I can't go to the message, so I'm gonna just summarize it. She sends me a message and she says, "Hey, Prophet Thomas reached out to me via a mutual person that they know that's a bishop that he was with, trying to see what they can do to make right by this." I told him that the only way to make right, not me, this is me saying what she said. She told him the only way that you will be able to make right by this is that you pay this girl what she's owed. You can only make right if you're going to say in God's name that God told me to sow and pay your 6 months of your bills. The way you make right is pay it. That's all I know to do, right? So he says, start to ask me, what can he do to make right? So I was like, I really don't know what to say. Because number one, my post wasn't to get money. It was for me to share. First of all, y'all know I'm a comical person. If you know my personality, I was really being funny when I made my post. I was triggered, but I was also being funny. So she tells me in the message,
I didn't see the
he wants
post.
to know what he can do to make me happy so that I can stop the bloggers. So you're telling me, because now I'm triggered again, that you don't care about making right. You literally only want to stop bloggers because you won't want to stop preaching engagements from coming to you.
That's the real thing. That's what he's trying to make sure don't stop for him.
That's why you want to see what you could do. Run that 30,000 if that's what you want to do. Like, what you mean make right? Talking about I can see if he can apologize and what he can do. I told him he should at least give you what he gave the girl on Sunday. What God told him to give that girl is not what God told him to give me from what he says. Am I wrong, y'all? Like that's what I want to know. Am I wrong? I'll wait. Let me see y'all comments. Okay, let's keep going. Let's fast forward.
You're not wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, but let's go.
So I go on to say different things. I was like, God said he would do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask or think.
Yes.
But I ain't never seen him do half or less than what he says. Ever.
Come on, that'll preach right there. That I just felt the preacher and be rise up. That right there, preach. I ain't never seen him do half or less. Come on.
Okay. So she was like, would 5,000 suffice? So I'm like, I mean, it's still not a fraction of the 30,000, but I mean, I'm not about to beg him to do anything. So whatever he wants to do is whatever. Like, if you want to give some money, cool. You also don't owe me a personal apology. You should give me a public apology. Now that might not matter to y'all, but I feel like if you're going to do something publicly, you should give that same energy publicly. If you're going to embarrass me or humiliate me publicly, then you need to run up that apology publicly. Period. Because even though nobody's talking bad about me from what I see, not in my face, nobody's saying anything bad in regards to me, it's still my name. Mm-hmm. It's still my character. It's still the fact that you're making me look some type of way. So, long story short, I haven't heard anything else. By the time I told the PR the whole story, she basically on my side now. She's irritated about it because she's just in shock that she didn't know all the details to what had happened. I have countless witnesses that are willing to speak up to what happened and what occurred, but I'm not with the whole private apology thing. And that goes for anything.
Okay, what needs to happen here is that he need to go ahead and run her that $30,000 if he hadn't already. But I want to know ultimately, what do you think about this whole situation? I want you to give me your honest opinion. Jump in the comment section and let's talk about it. Let's go.